We may have just witnessed the greatest title win in UFC history, but that doesn't mean it went down without drama. Let me just get you up to speed on everything you need to know. The fight was insane. We already know how big of a deal it was that Brandon Moreno won the flyweight championship.
Now, the undisputed UFC flyweight champion of the
UFC 283 was definitely eventful, and the stakes were high as he and Davison Figueiredo battled it out. The first 2 rounds could have gone either way, but by the third it looked like we had a winner.
Oh, good defense by Moreno. Oh, nice shot by the champ.
Moreno was clearly in the lead, and everyone was ready for a historic win. But then, the third round saw Moreno get Figueiredo right in the eye, and that's where things got messy. The doctor called off the fight after checking out the injury, and Moreno was the winner. It was probably the best decision in the situation, since Figueiredo's eye was literally swollen shut, putting him at a huge disadvantage. The Brazilians in the crowd were definitely not happy about it, but
40 strikes, the other 6 here through 3 minutes. Body head for Brandon Moreno.
Moreno had become a 2-time champion and nobody could do anything about it. UFC fans will probably remember the first time the two faced off, way back in December 2020. It was UFC 256, and people still say it was one of the best in the whole history of flyweight.
Brandon Moreno looking for his 10th submission victory. Ortiz gonna go out. He's out. He is out. And Brandon.
The two have been close competitors since then. UFC 263 saw Moreno win, and then UFC 270 gave it to Figueiredo. It still wasn't over, since Moreno grabbed another win at UFC 277, leading him to the fight that just happened. But what do the other pros have to say about it? After a fight like that, people definitely have a lot to say, and that was the case here as well. Aljamain Sterling, one of the biggest guys in the game right now,
Aljamain Sterling pulling it off, pursuing the finish down the stretch. Hammer fist around it. Aljamain Sterling
was definitely happy for Moreno, and so were a lot of others. Joshua Culibao went so far as to call him the undisputed champion of the flyweight division, and I'm sure he's got a lot of support with that. Brendan Allen chose to poke some fun at the whole thing, saying Figgy vs Moreno 5 was coming soon. They've already faced off so much, what's a 5th time? Chris Curtis was super excited for Moreno, since he immediately tossed out an excited all-caps tweet for him. He said he was so proud and happy, so the guy's definitely got a lot of support in the game.
Caught the kick. He throws the high kick and boom, perfectly placed. A lot of bad blood between you two guys coming in, so how satisfying was that?
Alan Joban said it was a strong performance, and Dustin Poirier might have put it best when he said Moreno was a savage. Diana Belbita was definitely in support of the reigning champion, since she made sure everyone knew it was his spot. Bilal Muhammad made sure Figueiredo got his spotlight too, saying there were a few times where he looked unbeatable, and I could definitely agree with him on that one.
Yeah, Royval might be hurt.
Moreno, some
Final second. Yeah,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, something's wrong with
And on the lighter side of things, Michael Bisping said it was fair play, since it's not really possible to fight with just one eye. But even though he had plenty of support from the pros, the fans weren't as happy. Here's how everyone reacted. After their 4th showdown in the past couple of years, it's safe to say people have picked sides in the battle.
Moreno starting to load up, lands the jab there, counter jab from Figueiredo.
Oh, he hurt him with that right hand.
This one was especially tough, since the 4th round didn't even happen. But the fight happened in Rio de Janeiro, and an arena full of Brazilian fans was not good news for Moreno. Everyone believed that instead of landing a hook, Moreno poked his opponent in the eye on purpose to end the fight early.
It's a nice combination, my figure.
Yeah, man, that left hand.
Great fight so far.
It's an amazing fight, but yeah, very hard to score. Oh, look at
Replays can clearly show that that wasn't what happened, but in the heat of the moment, fans couldn't take it. So, when Moreno was crowned the champion, he got a little bit of a different reaction. And by that, I mean fans started throwing their drinks at him, since nobody was ready to accept his win. Security had to take him to the backstage arena right away, since it was clearly not safe to be there. But if you think Moreno was upset about it, you'd be wrong. He actually thought it was funny. He said in the press conference that he definitely wasn't expecting it. After all, who really expects to get pelted by drinks after a huge win like that? He said he was just trying to enjoy his moment, and he thought people would be happy for him, but instead, he was immediately surrounded by bodyguards. I guess even UFC champions can't have it all the time. We should probably hear from the loser of the fight as well. It's over to Figueiredo now.
He's out.
Figueiredo looking for the finish.
That's That's it.
And that is it.
Everyone might be supporting Moreno's win, but Figueiredo is with the fans on this one. He accepted that he was the one who lost, and even said that it was Brandon's night, but he doesn't exactly agree with the way it happened. Even the commentators thought it was a clean shot, as we all saw in the replay. But that might not be true for the guy on the receiving end of it. Even Moreno saw that it might have looked like a poke, since his hand was at the side of his opponent's face, but that's not how it felt to him. He said he felt the poke in the eye, but since he's already lost, there's not much he can do about it.
This is not ideal in terms of the placement of the triangle. He'd like it on top.
Yes.
Because it's putting pressure on his elbow. Look at
That's tight. That's
At this point, he's just hoping it doesn't lead to any long-term eye issues. He also confirmed to the fans that he's moving up a weight class, just because he's tired of having to meet the requirements for flyweight.
Moreno staying committed to the guillotine.
He's going to tap. Or he's going to pass up.
He certainly put up a good fight. He landed plenty of incredible kicks, but it wasn't enough to take on Moreno. He managed to tire Figueiredo out completely, and if I'm being honest, even if the fight went on, it would have gone to Moreno. Even in that one moment where he had Moreno in a guillotine choke, everyone knew he'd find a way to get out of it. And he did, but that's not the end of it. We need to talk about this shocking result. Now the fight's over, we've got a champion, and the drama is slowly dying down. But that doesn't mean good news for Figueiredo. In fact, it's pretty terrible news for him. After that insane knockout, we might not see much more of him for a while. Yeah, you heard that right. He's currently about 6 months out of the game, and if that wasn't bad enough,
On his left eye.
This is a crazy fight.
Wow. Davison Figueiredo wins it. Davison Figueiredo gets it done.
there's a chance he's going to need some extreme facial surgery as well. He's got some testing done right after the fight, and it's not looking good for him. His doctors say that he's got sinking nasal bones, fluid in his face, and even a hemorrhage in the eye that got hit. He's constantly updating his fans on his condition, and so far he seems to be okay, but he'll need plenty of medical attention.
On display all night long. Moraga takes a body shot, returns one, and now Figueiredo buckles him. Referee stepping in, that is...
The fractures in his face are too severe, and he'll have to undergo surgery to fix them. From what we've heard so far, he's getting a plastic surgery evaluation, and then they'll decide what has to be done. But at any rate, even if he doesn't get the surgery, he's not coming back to the octagon. For now, it looks like 6 months away from it all, and I mean all. He can't even train as long as he recovers from everything that happened.
It looked like he went for a headbutt.
Oh, he's gone under the chin again, looking for the submission. Jose Benavidez has not been...
At least the man is happy, since he was posting about how much he appreciated the fans who were calling out his name and cheering him on in the arena. That was definitely one of the biggest fights in a bit. Stay tuned for more UFC updates, and we'll catch you in the next video.